AirPods are in, brother.
All right.
So I don't remember how to podcast anymore.
Been a long time. Been a very long
It does.
time.
I do need to avoid the legal snags and tell you guys that we're recording.
Oh man. I forgot that you even do that. It's been that long. I don't even remember what we do
Oh,
anymore. I don't remember. I do
Dude,
remember Rob's sound effects though.
this business is busy. That's all I can say.
Putting the busy in business. And we are back, everybody, with the Backstage Boys podcast, episode number 36, after a goddamn 27-day hiatus. I'm looking at it right now, guys.
It's been a
27 days since
month.
last. Yeah. And the last one we did was the Take No Prisoners review, which got a lot of action, a lot of plays. That was a good one.
It was a good
So,
one. We just been pulled apart in like 18 different directions, I feel like, since then.
yeah, so we are here. We are here back after a long time. This is Trent, along with my co-host,
Basil.
and we're joined by Rob Malinowski and Nate Speckman. Say what's up, guys, in that order.
what's up, guys? I forgot who you said first.
Yeah, you.
There's two people, Rob. It's not that hard to keep track.
Where's Nathan?
Hey, Hey,
Uh,
I'm right here.
hey!
I'm in the car outside and it's raining.
Oh man, are you? So Nate is podcasting in his car in the rain because he is dedicated to making this happen. All right, so we got like a lot of shit happened in this month. A lot was going on. There's been travel to other states and cities and all sorts of nonsense. But what we'll do is we're gonna just kind of glance over stuff. We'll mention a couple upcoming things at the end, upcoming projects, and we'll go from there. We're reacquainting ourselves with the audience today, guys. We've been away. I think they forgot about us. They forgot about us.
I mean,
Was-
I wouldn't blame them.
It's unbelievable. We left them hanging for 27 days.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, this is like the amount of busyness that we have right now. I'm actually working on photos as we're doing this. Like we're not even like embellishing. Is that the word? Embellishing?
Embellishing.
Embellishing like how busy we are. So
So let's do this. Let's kind of. I'm gonna try to piece together an order. I know one of the first things from that 27-day period. Nate, you made a appearance on the Two Heels and a Face podcast. That was your first solo podcast appearance, I believe. First solo interview.
Yep.
It's our boys, the Two Heels and a Face, Charlie and Chris. We love those guys. From my understanding, now the interview was great. I really enjoyed it. I think everybody heard it, right? Rob, you also heard the interview.
Yep, I did. It was fantastic.
And I think Nate, you even plugged Rob's stuff. You guys watched his some Rob Malinowski original movies after the pod was over, right?
Yeah, the guys hadn't seen like the Myron documentary or any of the backstage stuff that we've done with the Rascals recently. So I showed them all of that.
You know, I gotta ask the Two Heels and a Face guy, and boys, if you guys know the answer, why have Two Heels and a Face fallen off of talking about AAW? I feel like they left us behind here. We're not getting AAW perspective from Two Heels and a Face anymore. I don't know why. Guys, I know you're listening. I know they're gonna listen to this. Nate, did they say anything? Are they mad at us? Do they hate us right now? Because it doesn't seem like they do, but do they hate us right now?
They do.
We lost Nate with that answer. It sounded like they do or they don't. I don't know what he was saying.
it was
Dramatic
D-O
pause.
and then
Dramatic-
cut out.
Dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause.
They do not hate us.
Oh, you could have left it at the day, and I could have pondered for the next.
You literally cut out at at D-O. It was a good cliffhanger.
Oh, my bad. No, they don't hate us.
Okay, just checking.
We missed them.
Yeah, so I think we all need to. We were invited to do a pod with them, right? All four of us with those two. I think
Yeah,
we got
we
to do
need
that.
to do that.
All right, cool. All right, so Nate, that was cool. He had fun, I'm sure. So we'll get with them pretty soon one of these days. I want to kick it over to Rob. Rob, there's been a lot of filming. Your damn camera's been attached to your shoulder for months. Let's go in order a little bit, Rob. We got a couple of things that came out. So I know we did we had our David Starr film premiere at Mars Brewing, which I believe we talked about that. But then since then, let's kind of take that as the pivot point. Since then, you've had a lot going on. You want to just talk a little bit about a couple of the projects we've been working on, what you've been working on? Lay it out, Rob.
Yeah, so we've been, like you've been helping out, but we've been doing a lot of filming the past couple of shows. So I think we did first at what was the last show in Logan? I forgot, what was it?
That was Take No Prisoners in Logan.
Yeah, Take No, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so we did the besties then. So we still have that in production. I have a couple more shots I want to do with them in the next show, but
Yeah.
they're on tap coming up, I would say, in probably in July, where they will be released. But the big one we got coming up next, and it's pretty much completed. I finished the filming in Austin when we were down there, is the Eddie Kingston film. I know we've been pushing that and kind of teasing that, but it's expected to come out next week. So the week of the 17th. We just haven't decided a date yet, but breaking news, it's coming out next week. But that's pretty much what's in the pipeline. We got a couple on the agenda coming up, which I'm excited about. I'm not going to name yet who's going to be it. I'd like to announce it as they become official, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the Eddie piece. Honestly, it's been one I've been wanting to do since I started at AEW. So it's I'm excited for everybody to see it.
Well, we've all seen it, right, boys? And we can all attest to the fact that this is probably your best one. I'm going to say this is the best piece of work you've put out that I've seen.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot from the rough cut that we've watched.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully, the 17-year story of Eddie Kingston is portrayed, in a way where everybody could be proud of. So we'll see when it comes out. But I'm excited for it. Honestly, I am.
Nice. So, and Nate, I'm going to ask you about this too. Just to kind of for perspective on Rob, I'm going to kick it over to you with something too. But Basil and I, we kind of watched Eddie's beginning in AEW. Like we saw when he first came in. I mean, he was announced as a Chikara Grand Champion when he first came in too. Like that's how long ago this was, So this we saw Eddie's like rise in AEW to this. And Nate, I don't know. Nate, I recall you did go back and watch a lot of the old stuff, right? When you started working for AEW, did you see all these old clips, old Eddie in AEW?
I did.
2012.
A lot of them, yeah. Like I saw one specifically where he was escorted to the ring by a 17-year-old Jordan Grace.
Yeah, that was not a good finish to that match.
But real quick, I just parked and I'm gonna go into my apartment right now, so I'm gonna go dark for a minute.
Nate's going dark. All right, but Rob, I'm gonna kick it over to you right here. When you were going through all these old clips and stuff, what was it like? Because you came in just a year ago, and you watched maybe a year prior to that. What was like knowing Eddie how you know him now? How interesting was it to kind of see his rise in AEW? Because you included all that old stuff in this film.
What one thing that stood out to me is that, we did the sit down with him in Austin, and I was going through old promos and all the old matches and stuff, like his debut. One thing that was really that consistently that stuck out to me was that Eddie is consistent. Like his message, his promos, he's genuine in what he's saying, because everything he's been saying the same thing since 2015, and that message, I mean, he means that message, it's not just, a character. I mean, Eddie Kingston, that's who he is, and that's one thing that really stuck out. And I think the film hopefully portrays that when you guys see it, is that his message has been the same for 17 years.
Yeah, I think so. And Basil, you got to work alongside him recently. I mean, obviously in the last couple of years. Would you kind of echo that statement? I mean, Eddie's a complex character. He's a complex individual as a whole. But would you say it's consistent?
Eddie has layers.
Lots of layers.
And Eddie is a character he is not one-dimensional whatsoever.
Actually, that's a good way to put it. Rob, would you say that? Like making this film, he's definitely
I would say, He's definitely no, absolutely. And I was gonna say right off of the piggyback off Basil, he's the ultimate storyteller, and like you can't be a great storyteller being one dimensional, and he's got so like you said so many layers that's the way he tells his story, and it probably helps that he's from New York too, because for whatever reasons, and being from New York, like there's something captivating about it. I don't know, like there's film out there. It's hard to say, but
Greatest.
his
Greatest.
but his storytelling is uncanny. I mean, just even just recently, like, and I know that we've just been a part of it, but like his ACH feud,
Mhm.
I mean, that is storytelling at its finest. I mean, they both did a hell of a job, but like even the little thing of Eddie screaming why, like you were supposed to finish me after the match when he pinned ACH,
Yeah.
little things like that, like are underrated in my opinion, because those things advance a story. Those things add depth into a story, that are done in the ring. You know what I mean?
It's sad that he admits that his chances at when he like I mean I know he's referring to like his Impact runs and all that. Like he's saying that everything's my fault. The fact that I blew my chances. I mean he fesses up to like these pains that he has because he knows he's fucked up, and like he messes his chances up, and he's messed up relationship. Like he's open about it. Definitely not doesn't hide the fact that he knows he's a root cause of things. But that's all those layers he talks about. He's complex, and I think he's so underrated as a storyteller. Like he could be so much. Like he's such an untapped resource in today's world of wrestling. But I think guys, I think he is very respected by his peers for that. Even if like
he keeps it real.
Keeps it real. Even if like ownerships and managements don't trust him or like him, whatever it may be, I feel like his peers respect him, and I think he's the type that he'd like to have that respect for sure.
If there's one thing to say about Eddie, he's no frills.
Hey, he's definitely no frills. He's a throwback too. I mean, he likes old stuff. He's into the old style. He's into the old mindsets and things like that. So I'm excited, Rob. I think this film's going to be really, really exciting, man. This is going to be something to see.
I'm excited. hope everyone enjoys it. But that's I'm really like I say that probably about everyone, but I'm really happy with this one. And I don't know how I came to piece it together, but it was just really easy to piece it together because of his storytelling. It's really easy to just put that thing together. Which was fun. It was a lot of fun to put together.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We touched on Austin. Let's just mention that real quick with how we were down in Austin, Texas. Basil, you and Nate weren't able to make this particular trip. You guys are up here chilling, but you guys did MLW, right? That weekend, the same weekend as MLW?
No. So the day that Nate was at MLW, I had Black Label Pro.
Oh,
the same day.
Gotcha. Okay.
MLW was in Milwaukee, and
Right.
they only needed one photographer.
Gotcha,
With how the building was set up. So Nate was in MLW helping out, and then I was in Indiana at Black Label Pro.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, we weren't me, Rob, and Danny Daniels. The Danny Daniels.
Because there's more.
The man who invented the pile driver. Let's just give him that moniker.
Oh my god. Jesus.
The man who revolutionized intergender wrestling 10 years ago is that Danny Daniels. All the shit that's popular now, that was Danny Daniels, who was pile driving mischief through the Berwyn Eagles club floor. Remember those days?
Oh man. Dude, that was like I just think of Berwyn Eagles. Anytime we think about like anything old, I just like, it's like a weird way to describe it, but I just like feel the building.
Yeah, the smell.
The smell. Exactly. I wanted to say that, but I thought it was gonna sound weird. But like, I'm glad that you just said it.
Buildings have smells.
No. I mean, and then there was Berwyn Tacos.
Berwyn
Tacos.
Classic. I don't know. I think I like Arturo's better, man.
Arturo's is amazing, but like Berwyn Tacos is like classic.
Well, it was we all went down. Rob, I'd say to sum it up, we had a goddamn blast down there. That was a lot of fun. At the Austin, Texas is a great town, and the Blue Genie, where we did the show, where there's actually a blue genie coming out of a lamp on the roof of the building. Trippy. I posted that picture. You guys see that photo?
Saw that.
Did you get Rob? Did you get a shot of that thing? You did, right?
I did. I got to do the trailer for that. Reminds me. Yeah. So I got a shot of that. So I got a shot of it.
On trailers. What?
Yeah, man, I got it. It's cool. So, but yeah, Austin was fun though. No doubt about it.
A great
weird town, but definitely cool. Like it's hard to explain. It's like strange, but like, man, you can't get enough of it.
That's what I tell people. I'm like, it's the weirdest town I've ever been to, but I absolutely love it. Can't wait to go back. So there's talks. We're not done with Austin yet, even though we got a little competition there, guys. Russell Circus has come back. We got a little competition is good, right? Competition, breeds quality, breeds creativity. So we'll see what happens. We're talking. We're gonna work something out, but we definitely want to go back. We don't want to lose out on going to that great town. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. But definitely a fun time, Rob. We had a blast. Danny is phenomenal to hang out with. The guy's wild. We got a lot of cool stories. A lot of cool stories of the old days. That was fun. I think Nate's back on, by the way. I think.
I am.
He is. You son of a bitch was just listening, huh? Just lurking. I see you, Nate.
I just didn't want to interrupt.
Good man. Guys, Nate is a star. Can we just put this out there? Nate just came off a movie set. He's a big star.
Please, I should have told you guys before we hit record to not talk about it. It's nothing.
Well, you're a big star, Nate, and that's all we got to say. All right. He is an actor. Well, I mean, you are an actor. We've put that out there. You're an actor.
I am that.
He is an actor, and actors play roles, and Nate he's big time. So Nate, we're proud of you. We're not gonna give away what you're doing, but you're just hanging out with what's his name, Martin Scorsese, right? You were just doing a little film with Martin Scorsese earlier today, and shot a couple of scenes, and
exactly what I was doing.
And he said, "Marty, baby, I gotta go and do a podcast with the Backstage Boys. Let's do lunch tomorrow, right? Cool.
Yeah, there's dude. He's a fan.
Cool. All right. So that was so Nate, I don't know if you were on, but we mentioned how you were at MLW the Saturday we all came back from Austin. You want to just quickly touch on that, and then Basil, after he's done, mention your Black Label experience a little bit, because we got a lot of things to just mention real quick.
Yeah. So with they were doing their TV taping, so I think it was 4 weeks worth of TV.
Wasn't it one live though? I thought they were broadcasting something.
Yeah, they broadcast one live, and then they tape another 3 weeks worth.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's Nate. Okay, yeah. So go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, I was just there to help out. And I helped put the ring together and take it apart, and I was running gear from the ring to the back, and just all around, like being an all-around helping hand.
Okay, cool. Anything of note? Anything interesting to this? How's they ran the Waukesha Center, right? Where
Dave really
runs?
Building.
I love that building. I love it.
It's a gorgeous building. House of Hardcore runs out of there when they go to Milwaukee.
Yeah, and that's primarily where what's his name runs. Dave Hero for his GLCW. But
he was there too.
Yeah, I think he's kind of the local guy. I think he sets up the buildings and whatnot. So, no, it's a great building, man. I love that ceiling is so cool, and it has. Oh yeah, it looks great on camera.
Did you see that picture that Harry posted with Richard Holiday? He had like an underneath shot while Richard was like pointing out, and then you can just see the entire ceiling. It's so good.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like a park. Is it a park district, right? Or what is it exactly? Just like a municipal auditorium kind of thing. Oh, I'm never sure what it was. Actually.
I think it's just like a general. Yeah, I think it's just like a general recreational center type thing.
Yeah, Rob, have you been there?
I have not. Wait, cool. Wait, where? Where is it again?
The Waukesha Expo Center, I think it's called.
No, I've never been there.
Waukesha, Wisconsin. A little bit between like Kenosha and Milwaukee, basically.
No.
But cool place, man. It'd be a cool place to do a show. But we're going to Milwaukee, guys. AEW is going to Turner Hall on July 12th. Guys, somebody?
July 12th, yeah.
12th.
It's a good guess.
July 12th. Are making our debut in Milwaukee.
Whoever's driving up with me, we're stopping at the Mars Cheese Castle on the way.
Yes, that means I'm driving with you because I'm going to that damn Cheese Castle. I love the Cheese Castle.
I want cheese.
So cool.
Yes, that's a great place. Great place. Yeah, so that's going to be our first time. Danny was actually up there last weekend at the Crusher Fest, and he had asked me to come with him. I couldn't last minute, but I couldn't make it. But they were unveiling the Crusher statue, and it was a big, huge festival. And apparently, there was a ton of people there. Like this thing apparently went off really well. They're going to do it every year. But tons of like wrestling merch. Danny said he dropped a bunch of money on wrestling stuff. So and he was passing out AEW flyers and promoting. So hopefully that helps. And we got a nice big crowd for Turner Hall, guys. I love watching wrestling there. We've been there a few times. I've seen Ring of Honor. Went to that Zello show up there. So it is a cool building. Definitely a cool building. Photography wise, Basil, I imagine that's a cool building. Right?
I'm gonna have a field day in that building.
It just has a great look. And Rob, yeah, video wise, you're gonna really like what you'll be able to do.
Is that a Friday or a Saturday show?
The Friday.
Shit.
That's a rough day, you know.
Dude, we're gonna have to go through so much rush hour traffic that day.
Oh, that's a half day or a day off.
Oh no, that's gonna be a half day for me.
I took a vacation day.
No, well, I can't. I can't take a vacation day. Shit, because I forgot. Because that's the same weekend as Slammiversary.
Same weekend? Is it really?
Or the weekend after? Or like the week? It's the same week. So I have Slammiversary that Sunday, and then I fly home Monday. And now I'm debating about whatchamacallit, going into work on that Monday that I fly home, because I kind of want to take the day off so I don't have to drive to Milwaukee during rush hour.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think there's been a couple matches announced, right? The big one being John Hennigan, Morrison, Johnny A. I said call him Johnny Milwaukee. I said call him Johnny Milwaukee for the show, but Johnny Milwaukee taking on Juventud Guerrera. That's going to be fun.
That'll be an exciting match.
Yes, but we got another show between now and then. We'll talk about that in a second. All right, so we covered also Basil, Black Label. You were at Black Label that Saturday. How'd that go? Any highlights?
Yeah. So we all know Nate Webb's theme where it says, listen to Iron Maiden, baby.
Right.
And during Nate Webb versus Jake Parnell, Iron Maiden was playing on the entire match.
The entire match?
The entire match. There was just Iron Maiden songs being played on the PA, and they went all around the building.
Awesome.
They went up to Barry Windham. Warhorse was getting advice from him. They used Logan and Marco's stunt as weapons. We took promo pictures of them during the match. They were playing a game of horse.
What?
Yeah, dude, they went literally everywhere in the building and just did all this random stuff. And it was very fun and it was very different. So it was a good night. It was all like pretty serious matches, so it was a good, not like, I don't know if I would call it comedy, but it was yeah, I guess you can call it a comedy spot, but there was still a lot of good serious, like hard-hitting stuff in there. The fans liked it, and it was different, it was unique, and I always appreciate whenever you get to see something that you haven't seen before.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely indie-rific for sure when you do something like that, but it's different. I'll give him that. Definitely different. Nate Webb's he's a blast. You guys ever see like old Nate Webb? Like, I can't believe how different he used to look.
Oh,
dude, I forget about that.
The long hair.
Yeah, it's funny to see how different he used to look, man. Back in the day, like, I remember he was on He did some old TNA appearances too back in the day.
Really?
Early on, yeah, Nashville. He did a few TNA appearances. All those guys did, man. Like they were, like Danny. Danny had a match. I don't know if it was televised, but he had a match, a dark match. Cole, Punk, all those guys. They were on Punk. I ended up being on, but all those guys are driving down from here for a while.
Impact Management's a big fan of Danny.
Of Danny?
Yeah. Whatchamacallit? I think it was like me, Sammy, and Scott D'Amore. We were all having a conversation, and Sammy said something. Scott D'Amore thought he said something else. We're like, no, we're saying Danny Daniels. He was like, oh, Danny Daniels? I love that guy.
He's a great guy. Oh, we used to wrestle for years.
Great dude.
Great guy. Yeah, they go way back. So, all right, so that was Black Label. We covered Nate's MLW. We covered Austin. Where are we at date-wise here? I'm trying to recall where the hell we're at.
So after Austin, let's see.
I think that's when you went to Impact. Well, actually, wait. Did we
there
have...
There was also a freelance show in between there.
Are you both on that? And Nate, were you on that too? On freelance?
No, Nate wasn't there that day.
Nate, where the hell were you that day?
It's a good question.
Hey, Steven Spielberg, baby. It's Nate Speckman over here. Let's get a little coffee and talk about some movie roles, huh? What do you say? Big shot?
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
There you go. Nate's apparently...
They seem to always have shows on days that I have like pseudo mandatory work shifts. So
that's right. Nate, guys, is just a little breaking news. Is going to be in the new Tyler Perry movie, the new lead.
That's not at all true.
I would love to see you in a Tyler Perry movie. That'd be nice.
That's the second reference I've heard today in the last 2 hours to Tyler Perry.
What was the other one? Where did this come up?
I don't know. Background extras like to do a lot of talking.
All right, so you were not at freelance. Basil, quickly go over freelance. Just mention what show was that?
I'm trying to remember. I have to go back and I literally cannot remember.
No worries. All right, we'll just say you did freelance.
What was the name of that show? Oh no, that was Battle Royal. That was Battle Royal. That was the name of the show was called Battle Royal.
Battle Royal.
So
okay.
Yeah, they had a big old Royal Rumble style match. It wasn't actually a Battle Royal. It should have, but I mean, you can't use the name Royal Rumble. True. It was Royal Rumble rules. So
all right.
Yeah, no, it was a good show. I mean, nothing crazy, nothing. Oh, I mean, Pat Monix re-debuted. Isaiah's turned heel, so that was it. And then, yeah, I've had so many shows. I'm trying to like process everything.
Yeah, I'm trying
to say. We also talk about Warrior on the 12th, and then Midwest Mixtape and Chikara.
Holy shit! God damn, we're gonna get to Chikara for sure. Was on my list to talk to you about, Nate.
Yeah, dude.
This is gonna be a 7.5 hour podcast.
No.
I also had a Wrestling Revolver show on the 28th.
Jesus
Christ. Nate and I making towns like motherfuckers.
All right, so let's do this. Let's go person by person here. All right.
Okay, Nate, you go first.
Nate, you did okay. Let's talk. I want to talk the Chikara experience with Nate because that was that's special, right? That was cool.
If we're going in chronological order, we gotta talk about IWTV Mixtape first.
Okay,
well,
fine.
Warrior before that.
Jesus.
We talked about Warrior on the last show.
Okay.
Wait,
let's just talk about Nate.
Where are we date-wise here? I don't even remember where the hell we were at.
Who the fuck knows anymore?
When the
Midwest.
All right, go Midwest Mixtape.
And Chikara was the 26th of May.
26th of May. Okay.
Shit, we're like 3 weeks behind.
Jesus Christ. All right. So let's start with that. Nate, let's go. Let's start with that. Then I want to talk about the Chikara experience.
Chikara.
Yeah,
okay.
It was the best. I still don't even believe that it's real. It was just something that it happened, and I'm just like, that's not real. Like, that can't be, because I've been watching this company for years now, and I was just very excited to be a part of it. Everybody was so nice. The atmosphere in the building, in the ring, it was just like I was super nervous, and then immediately, like once I was in the ring, all of a sudden I wasn't, just because it was like, oh yeah, like this is meant to be fun, and not that other shows aren't, but like I feel a certain amount of pressure, and that pressure just didn't exist there.
Yeah.
I still can't really explain it or understand it myself. It was wonderful.
So I just want to quickly touch on, how you got the spot. Like it's a lesson to people looking to make it and get your name out. I mean, you took a chance on yourself, and you knew there was a seminar going on with Chikara in Philly, and you flew yourself out. You went to Philly to meet them, to do the seminar with Bryce Remsburg, got that FaceTime, and said, hey, I want to work for this company, and I'm going to be in Chicago, and I want to referee for you guys when you're in Chicago. And I mean, and look, you made it happen. Like you you took a chance on yourself. You invested money, you invested time, and it paid off. And you have a really cool experience to talk about. I think that's really awesome. And it's a lesson to people that, hey, if you want something, you sometimes have to take that leap. So that's cool, Nate, man. We're all proud of you with that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Guys, aren't we proud of Nate? Jesus. Jump in anytime to congratulate him.
Nate, you're my idol, man. That's awesome.
Stop.
I'm not joking. Good for you, man. That's awesome. It's another thing to check off your list of goals in the business. So I think I'm sure that's one of many that's going to be happening going forward for you.
And I know it won't be your last Chikara show. That's for sure.
Thank you.
He's got his eyes on Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling. Nate's coming for you. Impact.
Oh God.
I was close. Hey, I was listening to a Stevie Ray interview yesterday, and it's in a Harlem Heat kind of mood. But all right, yeah. So yeah, Impact Wrestling. Nate Speckman's coming for you. He's gonna be on there. I can't wait. I'm waiting for that day. But all right, so we got the Chikara thing.
On it.
We're gonna get there, Nate. God damn it, we're gonna do this. All right. So, are we caught up? Oh no, let's talk about Impact Philly, New York. Just mention it real quick. I know it was a lot, so just give it a synopsis. You were out and you shot for Impact New York and Philly, and the Twitch specials and everything. So, give us a little breakdown.
I actually did not shoot for the Twitch special. I shot for the Impact Plus special, which you can get at impactplus.com for $7.99 a month.
Awesome.
So I did the last set of TV tapings for the month of June into the first week of July to roll into Slammiversary. And that was at the Melrose Ballroom in New York. Those were fun. Can't speak on anything that happened because spoilers. Yeah. But that Saturday, Willie Mack and myself, we drove down to Philly and at the ECW arena, so it was always great to shoot there again. That was a combined show with House of Hardcore for the show A Night You Can't Miss. And it was absolutely epic to shoot for Great Muta. Like, let alone the Great Muta part, like the show itself was phenomenal. That was probably my favorite out of the 5 shows that I shot. That show was just, from start to finish, was absolutely great. And I mean, you guys know, I'll be honest if I'm not happy from anything that I shoot, and I'll say or whatever, but this was a great show. And Muta had the most epic walkout gear that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. Looked really cool on TV too.
Yeah, and I mean, there was red mist on Johnny Impact. There was green mist on on Michael Elgin, and then Tommy Dreamer had his own clear mist on Taya. So mist
was
all over.
Just water, wasn't it? Just water.
I think it was just water. Still mist.
Still mist.
It wasn't dyed. But yeah, the show was really fun.
Good experience it was a great everything.
Experience. Yeah, I mean, I got to see a lot of people that I saw last month because House of Hardcore was part of the production crew.
Right.
For the Philly tapings, so it was great to come back. it was full on production, which was great. So there was
Cool.
it was the same lighting and all that stuff, and we had the bigger ring because Melrose Ballroom has that tiny ass ring, and it was so annoying to shoot for that. It was like a 16-foot ring.
Nice, man. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can't talk really about the tapings, but those
I can
specials were great.
talk about the size of the ring,
Yeah, but the
but
specials were cool. I caught the night you can't miss. Rob, did you tune into that too? Nate, did you guys watch that at all on
Um,
Saturday? Anything else?
unfortunately I have a lot to catch up on Impact. My apologies. I usually watch it on Fridays, but just haven't had a chance to.
Yeah, I did
I was
my
not able to watch it either.
good stuff. Definitely good stuff to watch. That night you can't miss was a really good show. Definitely one. I might even review that for my Impact show. So
well, if you're reviewing that, I feel like I should be on that episode. I actually saw Kyle there.
yeah, that's right. I just want to touch on this.
No, and it was a good way. Honestly,
Yeah.
there was to anybody. I mean, if you want to use this for a clip or whatever, I mean, there's no real bullshit between me and
No,
Kyle.
it was a work.
It was all 100% of work.
It was?
Kyle and shut up. Kyle and I saw each other and we're like, "Hey, what up?" Because you were like, "Kyle's up on the balcony," and I
Well,
was
he
like,
texted me and he's like, tell Basil to turn around, and look up, and I was like, all right. And that's when I texted you.
and then I sent you a picture and there's like nobody there. I was like, "The fuck are you talking about?" Like, why would you tell me to look up to nothing?
Did you
And
think I
then
was?
he
Did you think
walked downstairs between that time.
Yeah. So Kyle got to meet Basil, and
He was there for the first night of tapings. I did not see him for the second night or for Philly.
he was not at second night or Philly, but he went to Digital Destruction on Sunday because that was
Yeah,
Game's house.
I was not
So
at that show. I flew home on Sunday.
So cool, man. Good stuff. All right, so that was shows. Real quick, I just want to mention we got AAW coming up on. God damn it, guys! What the hell? June 28th. Woo! I have to
That's
get my
the one.
dates together. What's that?
I said that's the one.
That's the one. I'll eventually start
That's good
remembering.
shit.
Things. I'll eventually start remembering things, Nate. I have so many things, to keep track of.
So many activities.
Lots of activities, a lot of extracurricular stuff, but Never Say Die coming up from 115 Bourbon Street on June 28th. And then we have Milwaukee coming up, Destination Milwaukee coming up on July 12th. So those are our next two tickets on sale. But Rob, I want to talk about one thing, man. We got a big thing that you released today, a new series you're starting, and I'm really excited about this. This affects all of us on this call right here. So Rob, why don't you talk about this new project?
I wanted to do something different. I wanted to kind of get the AEW fans a glimpse of what happens behind the scenes through all aspects. Obviously, we're not just talking, like ring announcer, like Tyler's going to be up first. Tyler Voles, who's up first, which we're going to showcase. He's the voice of AEW, but I also want to showcase everybody, like Brian, for example. He's been around AEW for I think 12 to 13 years, if not longer. He's been involved. He does the sound, like not the sound, but the lighting and some other stuff. So you kind of want to showcase that, and I want to do just everybody backstage that's really putting in some time to make this show move and work. And I think it'll give the fans a glimpse of how close knit we are and how like we're a well-oiled machine backstage, and everybody knows their role and everybody knows what they need to do to make the show happen. And I think these little 3 to 5 minute videos, I think will kind of hopefully showcase that and give some a name to a face to the name, right? Or is that the other way around? Name to the face.
Face to the
you know
name.
what I mean?
Face to the name.
English is my second language. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with that. So I'm excited. It's going to be a series that obviously it's going to take some time. Obviously, I plan on doing one a show like I'm doing with some of these with some of the talent that we have on the roster. But so it might take the entire year to get everybody, but I'm excited. So up first, Tyler. So
why don't you? Do you have your next ones in line? Do you kind of have an idea who you're gonna do after Tyler? We don't have to reveal it now, but
yeah, no. Brian's up.
Okay.
Brian's up next, so I really want to get him because Brian believe it or not, has been like, I talked about it, like 13, 14. He's seen a lot, like, so that to me is intriguing. I want to pick his brain and see, since he started, like what he's seen and what kind of things and how it's progressed and changed throughout the years. So that'd be exciting to capture. And then Danny and Mike are they're on my list. Whether I get them or not, that's a different story. But they're definitely on my list, and I really want to kind of showcase them. And that obviously they've been there since day one, so I want to showcase that as well. So
it should be interesting. And I think it's safe to assume we're all going to be on that at some point, huh? Rob, you still on? Are you still on?
Dramatic pause. No.
Dramatic pause. Dramatic pause.
Does Lake Michigan have water?
That's what I'm saying. That's attaboy. Attaboy. I'm very excited for this series. I'm very good job, Rob. Very nice. Very nice.
What's next, Trent?
I'm very excited for it. I think we all are. I think this is something that we discussed, doing years back, even before. Just something to show off the crew. I think we got the right guy now who had the idea on how to do it and what to do exactly. So thanks for doing this for the crew, Rob. We're definitely gonna, Basil, Nate, we got to find a way to who's gonna film Rob, because we got to talk about Rob too. Like I can
tap into my roots, and I'll film the Rob one.
There's not going to be one on me.
We've already made that decision.
There has to be, Rob. People want to know who you are. Your damn name's everywhere now. You're popular.
Nah, come on.
It's too humble. Humble brag.
We get to film you.
Nate's gonna ask the questions. Basil will film it, and I'll be there to make you laugh. And Nate's gonna ask the hard questions, Rob, like the real intense ones, like the ones you don't want to answer in public.
And I'll just
like who's your favorite porn star?
Yeah, the things we discuss on road trips.
Who's your favorite porn star?
Yeah, Rob.
All right, where do I start?
Well, let me just pull up my logged in Pornhub here, and let's see what we got on the favorites menu.
Boy.
That's great.
All right, are we going for quick hits, guys? Are we going for long plays? What are we talking about here? All right, we're gonna have a lot of relation. People are gonna relate to the Pornhub aspect of this podcast. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna get the most plays now.
Oh, this I'm gonna use that as a hashtag. I'm gonna tag Pornhub. Watch us discuss Pornhub and wrestling. Great things. Can we just throw beer? Somebody talk about a beer. We can add alcohol to this mix too.
Well, how about
light beer?
Drinking
light beer.
Mance was drinking a Lone Star in Austin.
It's true. Mance was drinking a Lone Star, and Nate, Lone Star's not a light beer. What do we do about that?
I'm gonna be so mad at whoever gave it to him.
Well, that's all they were selling, I think.
Right? Yeah. Actually, that's all they were selling. But wait, Nate, there's a photo. Can we talk about the photo? The Manders and Mans photo. This photo's great. By the way, Basil, did you take that photo?
Which one?
No, that was Mouse.
That was Mouse. Okay. Nate, can you just describe the photo? I just want people to describe it and then go to your Twitter.
Oh yeah. That was from Revolver.
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah, so that was from the Revolver show that we had on the 28th in Indiana. There was a bunkhouse brawl. Zachary Wentz versus Jimmy Jacobs versus Mance Warner. Zach wins, and Manders came out, and to help Zach celebrate, but Manser had been put through a board, so he went over to go pour beer into Manser's mouth to revive him, and it was regular Budweiser, and so Manser screams at Manders, and I'm also standing there. You can see it in the picture, just very legitimately upset at what I'm seeing.
The fact that it's a regular beer, not a light beer.
It's a light beer. I was so mad.
We're gonna plug your Twitter at the end of this, and people can go find that photo and retweet it because it's classic.
Yeah, it's there.
But well, guys, I think that's a good. We synopsized everything. We got everything in, and God, just under an hour. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. And we had a lot to talk. There's no way we're going to get to everything. We could detail everything. But we wanted to kind of be back for the fans here. The listeners missed us. Basil, they were like, you Backstage Boys are non-existent. You know, like what the hell? They thought we were gone, man. We thought we ditched them. So it's nice to be back.
We're here. We're just busy.
Yeah, we're the BSB is the busy sons of bitches.
Busy sons of
bitches. There we go. But
busy with shit boys.
Yeah, busy with shit boys. But Rob, I know it's late. I know Rob. Yes.
God damn it.
Yes.
Basil and Nate's favorite.
I love it. This is when Rob gets tired and senile. That's what happens. Sound bites.
That happens at like 3:00.
Yeah.
It's 10:30 at night. You know, I have a bedtime. You know what I mean?
I know. We know, Rob. We know. You know. All right. We're gonna let Rob. We're gonna let's wrap it up. We got everything in. I'm happy. We're looking forward to Never Say Die's coming up, guys. Let's look forward to that. Do you guys have anything in between? You two, Basil and Nate? Is it now till then? Or are you off?
I literally have to look at my calendar. Just
Nate, pull out that calendar that got us in trouble on the border.
Between now and then, I have Friday, I have freelance wrestling, and then Saturday, I have freelance underground.
All right, Nate, what does your illegal calendar say? The one that got us in trouble in Canada?
It's just got work up until the 28th.
Why do you keep notes of where you need to be?
Because
caused the goddamn international incident because he had to write down his work schedule.
Nate, are you gonna be at freelance this weekend?
No, unfortunately, I am not because again, I have work.
Boo.
Yep.
Every time I have to do a show without one of my ZMT boys, I get so sad.
Same.
Like this weekend was so awkward not to even have like Trent there, to have Nate there. Like I'm just like what the hell am I gonna do? Like I wish I could not talk to anybody.
I wish I could have made Impact at least. I really wanted to make that loop. It would have been fun. Hang with Kyle and everything too. Just kind of be around that scene. But
actually, speak on why you couldn't make it.
I couldn't. I had a gig. I did a super gig, which I call. I pulled off a feat that I've been wanting to pull off for a long time, where I played a gig with each of my bands in the same night at the same venue. So I'm in a band called Toxic Rocket. That's a punk band I play in. And then I play in a metal band called Hemi, which people have heard, which, by the way, was the official soundtrack of the Impact Rebellion pay-per-view. Just putting that out there.
Because they haven't heard
that.
Just making sure that people remember that, you get that DVD, a little royalty on there. Anyway, but we did a gig at Sylvie's in Chicago, and I said, you know what, man, I always wanted to do a thing where I play with one band, do a costume change, and play with another, and they're two drastically different sounds, styles, everything. And one I just play guitar, and Hemi I play bass and sing, and pulled it off. That was Friday the 7th, so I couldn't be at the Impact tapings, but it was super worth it. Everything's on tape. That's going to be going up on YouTube in the next few days, and I'm psyched. I'm just so happy I pulled it off. It was very, very exciting to be a part of that. So with good reason, I had to miss Impact. So no biggie. I'll catch the next one. But yeah, that was it, guys. So yeah, I'll definitely I'll plug the website at the end where you guys can listen to that. But let's go around the table here, boys. Let's get some plugs in, and then we'll let everybody get to bed. Huh?
You didn't ask me what I'm doing. What I got going on?
Oh,
what do you have going on, Rob?
Like right
Nothing.
now? I got a text from Rob on that night, the night of my gig. He's like, "Hey man, I'm not gonna make it to your gig, man. I just got home." It was
I was straight up.
I know.
Straight up.
It was like 9:00, so I just got home, man. I ain't come. Basically, I was like, "Man, I ain't coming back to the city, player. Fuck you. Like I ain't going anywhere."
I just got back from my shoot job in Downers Grove and an hour and a half traffic. The last thing I wanted to do is drive. But you know what? If I was a good friend, I would have powered through it and drove up there. So my apologies, man.
No worries, Rob. It happens. But all right, Rob, since you're already speaking, why don't you go ahead and get your plugs in? Where can people find you? Where can we get you? See your films, all that jazz.
Well, you can find me at on Twitter at the Polish Rob, and then Instagram is the number one Polish Rob, and then on YouTube go to AAW Pro with all my featured films and trailers are all up there and promos that we do, and then on my YouTube I haven't updated in a long time, but you can search for it as Rob Malinowski.
All right, Nate, where can people find you, book you? Let's get all that info out because we want people to book you and pay you.
Thank you. Yeah. Twitter at ref Nate Speckman and Instagram is referee Nate Speckman.
Wonderful. Is that where you DMs are open? That's where you're taking booking emails?
DMs are open. Yeah, my email is nathan.speckman@gmail.com.
All right, perfect.
Come to AAW.
Beautiful. Yes, and you can get an autograph at AAW from referee Nate Speckman too. Nate,
Sure.
are you gonna get trading cards made? Because there was a referee who made trading cards. I think you need to get your own trading card too.
I am not. I have one of his though. It's in
You
my
have
drawer.
Pemberton's trading card? Nice.
Sure do.
Nice. I'd like a Nate Speckman one autographed.
You're gonna have.
We'll use one of the photos Basil took of you and make it into a trading card. All right, Basil, where can people find you?
I don't know. Instagram and Twitter at BZ. It's B, 2 E's, 4 Z's, and a Y. And yeah, Josh Matthews was wondering why the fuck my name is so long on Twitter and Instagram on the Impact pre-show that we had on Twitter Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that out there. And my website, basilmahmood.com. That's BASILMAHMUD.com. And where could they find you, Trent?
You guys can find me at Vanilla Joke on Instagram and Twitter.
And with Coke.
Vanilla Coke, yeah. All right. This is a story. Not really. It's not an interesting story at all. But you guys find me at Hemi Music, HEMI Music, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and hemimusic.com. That's the band. Check it out. The show that I missed, A Night You Can't Miss weekend for it will be on YouTube. Just check out that website. Take a listen. And you can find this show wherever podcasts are found: Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and YouTube. Remember, with the YouTube aspect, you get if you go to YouTube, type in the Backstage Boys podcast, hit subscribe, you get this podcast 6 hours earlier than you would on your iTunes feeds or whatever. So, because that goes up overnight. So if you're a night owl, you're working a third shift, you can hear it's like right away, fresh out of the oven. So check that out. You can connect with this podcast on Facebook at The BSB Show, on Twitter at The BSB Show. And, oh, Basil, it's been like a month. We got that Instagram ready this whole time?
So Josh Matthews is my boss now, and he needs photos for Impact, so next week.
He does. And?
Yeah, next week.
Oh, next week? Is that what we're saying here?
Yeah, okay. I said that already. I got it next week.
Okay, well, next week it is. Next week it is, finally, since he's busy with Josh Matthews. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it. That's episode 36. Everything's in the book. We're back. We're caught up on everything. So let's wrap everything up. We'll see you guys. What can we do this again next week? Maybe we'll do a hype, get some more match listings. Or
this for sure will happen next week. This next week, I can promise.
All right, perfect. Sounds like a plan. All right, guys. Rob, Nate, say goodbye. We're taking off here in just a second. As soon as you guys say goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
God bless you.
Thanks. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Basil, say goodbye too.
Bye.